First topic, Chase Elliott drives into turn 3 and wrecks Joey Logano. Spot on, spot off. TJ.
Obviously it's really hard to spot on getting destroyed in a race for the lead.
You made Denny wreck the lap before.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, you did. Go back and watch the replay.
We weren't even near him.
Oh, yeah, you did. You made him run all into you and wreck himself.
Wait, are you talking about when he hit the wall by himself?
No, I'm talking about when you wrecked him.
You got loose. He ran in the back of you and spun out.
Well, it's sounds like it's his fault. There's a difference in my opinion. I'm pretty sure Brett and Freddie will actually agree on this one. But you go to Bristol, you expect to be, if there's a guy faster, you expect to be moved a little. I mean, when I say moved, I mean you bump and move by, and he gets back in behind you, and they move on. But that's what old Bristol used to be. I mean, I'm sure Brett. I had never been. I've had a few races there, but Brett's probably been to a few of them when he was little and stuff. When everybody rolled around the bottom and you fought for the bottom hard. But that's not racing. If you're gonna, there's two things that happen. I don't know if Chase touched us into turn 3 the first time. He might not have. Whatever. We moved on from that, but we get the restart. We pass Chase cleanly. Chase sends us off into 1, hits us into 1. We go down into 3, and Chase goes in there with zero intentions of making the corner at all. Not even trying to bottom, not even trying to make a pass, just zero intentions of making the corner, and destroys our race and his race as well, which baffles me even more, because you run 500 laps there and you're gonna destroy yourself over that when you already have a win. You know what I mean? Why take yourself out of it that late into a race all day like that, or at any point of the race really? But just zero intentions of making the corner, and then after the race, you're just, I'm sorry, I messed up. No, you get I guess that's my fault. After maybe I had a tire going down, which wasn't true either, but it is what it is, and they'll sort it out on the track at some point. But it's frustrating to go there and you go up there and you sit there all day, and then you run that race and you run that many laps, just have someone as talented, and Chase is good. I mean, I know Chase is really good, with zero attempt to even try to pass.
This is one of the first times that we haven't seen Logano get out of the car and look like Carl Edwards used to look. Like, Carl Edwards was notorious for moving you or wrecking you, and after the race be like, oh shucks, man. And Logano's kind of the same way. This is the first time I've seen Logano be on the other side of the stick. So I don't know what's happened. It's like Chase Elliott listened to our show a couple weeks ago and it lit a fire under his ass, man. He's showing personality. I mean, the guy went a couple years where he didn't win a racing cup. Last 2 years before this year, he won 3 races every year. He's got 7 wins in 3 years. He's had a chance to win 3 or 4 races already this year. So obviously they're fast. Obviously he and Allen are clicking. I'm spot on because A, I come out of this and finish second. B, this is what makes Bristol fun. If I were in TJ's shoes, I'd be pissed. But I'm not. I was behind it. I was watching this whole thing play out. The fans had to be excited. This is our most popular driver going after our most smiling driver. So we talked about rivalries on here a few weeks ago. Hey, we might have one.
Yeah. I just don't know what he thought. You know what I mean? There was no chance of coming out of that, I don't think. I mean, I don't know if he thought he could maybe, but, I mean, the way he sent it in there sideways and just run up the racetrack towards you and put you both in the wall and end both your day, I didn't really get it. I know that's your last chance. If Joey gets off a 4 clear, the race is over for Chase anyway. He's going to finish second, but I think second probably would have been a little better than fencing the guy. And I seen people comparing it, trying to, I don't know, I'm sure you saw this, TJ, Joey did that to Martin and now it's fine. I'm like, no. Joey moved Martin back as position. You know what I mean? And it was to make it to Homestead to win a championship. So I don't know. I'm just spot off for the way it went down, but I can't believe I'm going to agree with TJ.
To me, Chase is better than that, in my opinion. And to not even make an attempt, like, okay, so he didn't even make an attempt to run the bottom and come off the corner and maybe hit doors or something like that. You know, he hits us into one, actually hits us off at 2 as well in the quarter panel. Then we go into 3 and just destroys us both. But you know, like you said though, this is the aggravating part. I get all these people. This is why I've just put my phone down on Twitter. I didn't been away from it because you get on there and be like, oh well, that's how Joey races, and they're like, look at what he did to Martin. And what happened with Martin was we raced off the corner still. We came off of turn 4 side by side, racing back to the line. And honestly, if Martin doesn't get sideways, there's a chance Martin still wins Martinsville. You know, if he got really sideways off of 4. But there's a difference in, you know, bumping somebody and destroying 2 race cars completely. At least in my opinion anyway. You just got flat out destroyed. And I saw how angry, you know, Chase was after the race when he got wrecked by Denny. And, you know, in this opinion, he put himself right back down to what Denny did. I mean, he did the same exact thing. So, and, you know, Chase was different than that before, you know, to me, but now I guess, you know, we've raced Chase and we've had really good races with Chase. We've raced really hard, which is, I've really enjoyed it, you know, to watch Joey and Chase race each other like they did at Darlington last year, man. It was side by side for 3-4 laps, just in and out. I mean, looking back at it, man, you don't see that stuff that much, and to see those 2 guys racing that hard, man, it's fun. But just to get destroyed is really frustrating. Like I said, they'll figure it out. I think Chase knows, you know, he did mess up, but to me it sits wrong all week with me now because there wasn't a man, I'm sorry, I messed up, I hate it for them guys. It was, I guess that's my fault. I mean, that's not a really I feel bad about doing it at all. That, to me anyway. You know, in Pageland, they'd probably be out there fighting, but you know,
they were fighting way before that.
Yeah. I told Joey after the race, you know, I know Joey's mad, and I must have told him 4 times coming to pit road, like, just be smart here, because the times we're in right now, we probably don't need to be down there having, you know, confrontations like, you know, that Joey would probably normally have. But
it was pretty funny to watch them put their masks on. Like, they're standing about, they look like 18 feet apart, right? And they're both just slowly putting their mask on. And I was like, man, where's the rage? But then when they get these masks on, TJ, and they get together and they start talking, I was like, you know what? This is pretty clever because you can't read their lips. Like, he could be looking at the comm right now telling that guy to kiss his ass. Like, I love it.
You can't. It's really hard to tell how it's going, because sometimes you, like you said, you can read the lips and you kind of know what they're saying a little bit. But now you didn't know. He might have been like, "Hey man, you want to get some dinner on the way home?" Hey, you know what? And then,
like if I had NASCAR Chasm's skills, which clearly I don't have his skill set, I would have taken that conversation and put audio with it of what I wanted them to say. Because I was sitting there watching this thing, I was like, man, who knows what they're saying? Like you said, I mean, we're going to get dinner at Cootie Brown's after this thing, man. I'll buy you a beer. Like, who knows? It was funny.
It was funny watching
that bad lip sync stuff.
Yeah, it was funny on Twitter. People were just like, somebody tweeted like, guess what they're saying, and some of the comments were pretty hilarious. So,
that's awesome.
The best part about that whole interaction there on the backstretch with the 2 of them were, I don't know, there's a video I saw, and it probably was on Chasm's page, but the 2 of them are kind of there, and you know they're mad at each other, and Clint walks by and says something, and they both get mad at Clint for a second, and I just know we'd have to call him and ask him, but I'm guaranteeing the fact that he just walked by and was like, "Thanks, boys, appreciate it." They just kept digging. You know what I mean?
How can you be Fox and be so unaware of the opportunities that you have around this race that you don't interview Clint Bowyer after the race, that you literally break and immediately start showing a replay of the same race that just ran? So first of all, I got a problem. We're on FS1 when you're playing a Super Bowl from 2005 on Fox. Why aren't we on Fox? But even outside of that, as soon as the race is over, you're going to replay it again. You think the people that just sat there for 4 hours going to watch it again, or somebody got home from work and was like, can't watch this replay again? Like, I couldn't believe they didn't interview some of these guys and get more of these stories out, because Clint's interview, did you see it on Twitter? Freddie actually showed it to me that night. Like, Clint's interview was hysterical, saying, I was going to wreck you, Bradley, if I could catch you. Like, because Brad wrecked us earlier in the race.
I did see that. Oh, yeah. Brad got into the back of Bubba one time and knocked Bubba into somebody else.
Straight through Amarola. I mean, we cleaned out Amarola and Truex.
Oh my gosh! And then they had no idea that it started. I don't know. Maybe you told them or not, but it started like 2 cars. It was started with Brad back there.
I didn't. Nobody said anything to me because I was like, well, I don't know what to tell you. We got pushed through there, but he did the same thing. He pushed Newman right through the side of Clint. I mean, he was. Yeah. Brad was a little brutal on Saturday.
Then he goes and wins the race. That's how it goes. Bristol. Hey, honestly, my favorite track we go to all year. I mean, obviously, restrictor plate tracks are special to spotters, but we're at a little bitty track with 40 cars, and we're freaking 3 wide going around that place, and literally enough grip to pull it off.